Everybody gather round and bust a style with a dance. If you're ready, fi praise the most high with a dance. From a circle, go inside with a dance. Just time the spotlight and you might get a chance. If you're shy, stay on the side with a dance. And the wise old man with arthritis a dance. The deaf hear a noise and the blind take a dance. One foot man in a the wheelchair rise with a dance. You love it when the sister them unite with a dance. Benja vibes nice when we vibes with a dance. Deacon Ahayah and him wife for a dance. If you an Israelite, then a time for your dance. So when the high holy days come around, it's a party, we gonna have fun. Knowing that deliverance will come, give glory to the Lord, it's a celebration.
Let's go. That's right.
Let's celebrate.
That's right.
Yeah, celebrate. So
let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One. The joy of the Lord and my strength and levity. Righteousness forever, life longevity. Giving him praise is my responsibility. In the new moon and the feast day solemnity. Positive vibes, get rid of negativity. Fringes with God make me fresher than celebrity. From New York City to Texas or Mississippi. Joyful noise in the time of festivity. Place full of life in a quiet and crickety. Children a smile running wild and fidgety. Man a drink rum when you look on them you see. Nobody no jump but them a sip and Hennessy. 12 tribes of Israel a gathering a unity. Native black Hispanics them a learn them true identity. We got a second chance to cleanse from iniquity. Glory in our God is how we lost captivity. When the high holy days come around, it's a party, we gonna have fun. Knowing that deliverance will come, give glory to the Lord, it's a celebration.
Let's go. That's right.
Let's celebrate.
That's right.
Let's celebrate. So
let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Since you give me one more chance, I'ma celebrate and dance. For the good times, to the bad times, yeah. All I wanna do is just dance.
Come on now.
All I wanna do is just dance.
Come on.
All I wanna do is just dance. Put your hand up to the ceiling, yeah. Let me know just how you feeling.
When the high holy days come around, it's a party, we gonna have fun. Knowing that deliverance will come, give glory to the Lord, it's a celebration.
Let's go. That's right.
Let's celebrate.
That's right.
Let's celebrate. So
let's dance, gather all around.
gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One.
Let's dance, gather all around.
Gonna get deliverance from the Holy One. To the side, to the side. Everybody put your sins to the side now. To the sky, to the sky. All praises to the Most High. To the side, to the side. Everybody put your sins to the side now. To the sky, to the sky. All praises to the Most High. To the side, to the side. Everybody put your sins to the side now. To the sky, to the sky. All praises to the Most High. To the side, to the side. Everybody put your sins to the side now. To the sky, to the sky. All praises to the Most High.
Cry loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Show my people the house of Israel, all of their transgressions. Got a deaf ear to do the right of me, but we the only people suffering these oppressions. 40 years doing the same thing, it's insanity. We learned the lesson. Blowing trumpet would probably be the death of me. Secret society's laboring me a menace. A prisoner of his ministry, I'm about my father's business. Our voice nor our vote matter. To master black lives don't matter. We the same people Moses prophesied will leave our homeland and be scattered. All this marching make my feet so. How long are we gonna play the whore? Protesting to these slave masters, praying to Satan to hear open the door. It was written Israel would die by the sword. Prayers of the wicked I will ignore. Life of sin we can't afford. Yahshua is coming, he's at the door. He's coming to destroy all the wicked, and yet establish his kingdom. Any kingdom person that refuses to serve is brought before him enslaved. Gentiles will hide in the cave. His wrath no one can escape. Send the saints out to search the land, bring you out of your place. Going to be a great slaughter. The birds are called to the feast. 7 months we'll bury the dead, cleanse the land to have peace. 1,000 years Satan underfoot. From the nations the kingdom we took. 1,000 years in it he got released. Gather nations that cooked. Death and hell are destroyed. Yahshua finished his mission. Now it's time to give back to the Father all things put in subjection. All things in the highest presence. Israel, can you taste it? Eternity with our Father, inconceivable blessings. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet.
Simple, oh so simple. How long will you be simple? They throwing up symbols, Satan they can't folk. Why is spirit in limbo? Warning come before destruction, you know. Got a church but the spirit is so-so. Cry loud, those is so-so dim. Don't follow no laws, you so-so dead. Ain't no kingdom for you. With so-and-so said, open your Bible. You the only one that's liable. You be the one that catch that fire. Hell ain't getting no smaller, no. From rich to poor, young or old. From the little ones to the bold. Don't get tossed to and fro. We got a cold mountain high. No other nation that fly in the wind of prophesy. Sacrificing my life, we got a cold mountain high. No other nation that fly in the wind of prophesy. I'm sacrificing my. I will make sure you know what I know. I ain't gon' hold back no info. Tryna rest my soul where the peace flow. Only one duty for my people. Keep the commandments. All I get some understanding. Pastor teaching is second-handed. Most of them done pleaded fifths. Instead of the truth, they accepting gifts. Treasures on earth giving you the piss. Your offering ain't for your benefit. Your lining pockets for the counterfeits. I ain't pointing fingers, just take the hint. Know the law ain't done away with. You gotta be holy. Gotta be proven. We gonna be ruling. Gotta be fruitful. No thorns or thistles. We blowing whistles. Point them out. They trying to kill us. Draw nearer. Smoking mirrors. I see clearer. Just try to hear us. They really fear us. We are the people. We are the people. We are the chosen. They call you token.
12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet. 12 tribes of Israel. Warn the people we gotta blow the trumpet.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Everybody good? Hey, Puda. What's up, boy? All right. We're going to get into it. For those who don't know, it's a new moon and also the more we're blowing the trumpets. So we will be getting it, I think, at sunset, entering into fall. I mean, that's going to feel the change of weather already. So with that being said, we are to remember these days, keep them holy. Shabbat Shalom, everybody who's linking in with us. We're going to do this lesson. Also, there's a sister and her family from Australia. She emailed me last week, said she's been watching us for a while. She also was a part of the other church. And she wants some clarity concerning why we don't do double Sabbath. So I will be getting to that briefly during this lesson. I promise that I will go into that. And I realized today when I looked it up, they're like 14 hours ahead of us. So it's morning. It's like 6 in the morning there right now, probably. Yeah, next day. So when you see this, I hope it gives you clarity and understanding why there were no Sabbaths. I mean, no double Sabbaths in the Bible, and why we don't do double Sabbaths. It's a misinterpretation of the word day, which I'm gonna get into throughout the excuse me, throughout the scriptures, okay? For those who don't know, it's wrong.
No, we all good. It'll catch up.
I am Elder Ahayah. This is Brother Iran to my left. I know on the camera it appears that he's on my right. We are from Waking the Highest Lake Church, here through the grace of the Most High God to present you guys another Sabbath lesson. We're not going to go into the new moon. If anyone in the chat has a question, then we'll go into it. But it's according to the Most High, and he gave us the calendar through Enoch and also Moses. It's 364 days within the year to the Most High, not 365. There's 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31, 30, 31. The 31, the extra day are called intercalary days. They are new moons or change of seasons, okay? There's 4 change of seasons. As we know, spring, summer, winter, summer, fall, winter. Right now we are in fall. We are entering into fall. And the dreadful winter is at hand. So with that, is there anything else I want to say? Let's salute our Heavenly Father. Give him the honor and praise and glory that he most worthily deserve. With a loud voice, lift our voices up. All hell Ahayah.
All hell Ahayah.
Hell Ahayah.
Hell Ahayah.
All hell Ahayah.
All hell Ahayah.
Okay. Just like the double Sabbaths, at one time we believed that the more blowing trumpets had a different significance. All praise to our God Ahayah that he had corrected us years ago. So we've been teaching exactly what the day of the memorial blowing the trumpets is. It's also called in the scriptures the day of assembly, the day of the assembly. Okay. So with that, we're gonna open this Bible up and get these precepts and pray the Most High that all have an ear to hear will hear, and do as the scriptures say do. But this is a Sabbath, and it's a holy feast day. It's a day of rejoicing and rest, and a good day. Okay, let's treat it, as you said, honor it, treat it as a delight. Okay, first precept, we go to Leviticus chapter 23 and read verses 2. Then we'll jump down to 24 and 25. Down some.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 2. Come when everyone's there.
So for those who don't know, Leviticus chapter 3 contains most of our high holy days. There are other, what did I say? 23, what did I say? 3? Did I? Sorry about that. For those who don't know, Leviticus chapter 23 contains most of our high holy days. There are other holy days that are not in Leviticus chapter 23, such as the Feast of Purim and the dedication, the day of dedication. What else? That's about it, as far as I know, right now. But let's go.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 2 reads, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Ahayah.
These are the feasts or high holy days of the Most High God. This is what he ordained for us to keep. Okay? Read.
And say unto them concerning the feast of Ahayah, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Holy convocations. So this is a day, for those who know, holy convocations, a holy gathering or a public assembly where there's reading out of this law. I have to continue saying that because many people don't understand that the Sabbath is the day of so-called church, a day of a public assembly where there's reading out of this law. Okay?
Even these are my feasts.
His feasts, not man's, his.
Verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, ye shall have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Let's get servile. Also, it came up in today, concerning how to operate on the Sabbath. I want everybody has understanding. I'm not promoting anyone to sin. I'm not. What I say, understand what I'm saying. I'm going to servile work for a reason. Okay. Servile work is laborious work you get paid for, or anything that's laborious. Okay. It says to work. It says in any sense. So let me ask y'all a question. Wake up in the morning, straighten your bed up. Is that servile work? Thank you. Now, I want you to understand that because a lot of people think that you can't do nothing on the Sabbath. That's not true. So, let's say, for example, you have breakfast. Your meal was prepared the last night, or I mean, the day, yesterday before the sun dropped, and you get up in the morning. Y'all have breakfast because you washed your dishes. Yes. Now, understand how the Most High, the mind of Christ, put it like that. If we left our dishes in the sink on the day of preparation, then did them on the Sabbath, do we sin? Yeah. It's a difference between how you operate. You've done the work by cleaning your dishes, right, on the day of preparation. Now, if you have breakfast, the Most High don't want us to leave our house a mess on His Sabbath. He's holy. He don't want nothing defiled around Him. So when we have breakfast, whatever, on the Sabbath, we can wash the dishes. We cannot save our dishes from yesterday, has big old sink of dishes and do dishes. That's sin. Get in morning and turn your bed up, that's order. That's not work. That's not laborious work. Okay? So I want you to understand how to operate, because some people think that you just can't do nothing. Okay? Now, like I said, to work in any sense, turning your bed up, washing a couple dishes, like you got children, your children make a mess, you can clean the mess up. That's not work. Okay? It goes to till. Now we getting into real work. To till, like your land. Like work of enslavement. Like you go to work. We are slaves. So we keep in bondage. A husbandman, that's like doing farm work. Mm-hmm. Well, we're workers outside of the field, but we still work. So we still husbandmen, we still laborers. Servitude or serving someone or become a servant. So just doing the work that you're commanded to do, the work of man. The work, as the Bible says, the work that belongs to man. Okay, Most High told Adam that he will work to eat, right? But no, if you house is clean, you get up, you got your kids, you feed them, they make a mess. You don't have to leave your mess till after the sun go down. You can clean up your mess. Okay, you can't leave everything and say I'm gonna do it on the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. That's a different heart condition, different mindset, and that heart condition, the mindset is an error. That's sin. Okay, now I'm gonna go through chapter 23 and break this down for the sister and whoever else have this confusion concerning the double Sabbath. Again, I say they're misinterpreting the word day. Okay, so let me start from chapter 23. I'm gonna start at verse 3. No, I'm gonna start at hold on, Iran. I'm gonna start at verse 5. Because this is the one where they get confused, because people don't understand how the Hebrews, our forefathers, actually celebrated Passover, feast of unleavened bread. It's synonymous. It's like it says it twice here. It's like the same holy day. Okay, it's not like two separate Sabbaths. Even in the Psalms or in the Old Testament, or in the Apocrypha, you will see them calling it the Passover. Sometimes they call it the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but it's talking about the same holy day, though. So let's get to verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at evening is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's how we know when we eat Passover, we eat it right before the sunset, and we eat Passover. We eat the Passover meal even when the sun is dry, because now we're eating the unleavened bread on the day, or so-called the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So it says on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto the Most High. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. So let's get it. We have what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 7 days. Sabbath to Sabbath, basically. It's 7 days. It ain't talking about Sunday, okay? So understand that. We eat unleavened bread for 7 days. So let's go. In the first day, you should have an holy convocation. See, they thinking, a lot of people think it's talking about Sunday. It's the first Sabbath. It's not talking about the first day. It's not talking about Sunday. The first Sabbath, you should have a holy convocation. If that was the case, you guys will have 2 holy convocations. You have one Sabbath, and then on Sunday you guys will meet again. And then on the last day of the holy day, y'all have another lesson. That's 3 holy convocations. It's only 2. Okay? So it's not talking about Sunday. It's talking about the first Sabbath. All right? It says, and on the first day or the first Sabbath, you should have a holy convocation. Right? You should do no servile work therein. But you should offer an offering made by fire unto Ahayah 7 days. In the 7th day, or the second Sabbath, is a holy convocation. See, that's Sabbath to Sabbath. 7 days. Okay? If Sunday was a holy convocation, you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It would be the 8th day. If we were keeping Sunday as the first day. No, that's a misinterpretation of the scripture. Okay? So now we go back. Verse 8. No. Yep, verse 8. Yep. You should have an offering made by fire until Ahayah 7 days. In the 7th day, it's not talking about like day 1, day 2, because the first day of the month could be Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. But I'm just speaking about when you focus on the word day, you'll be in error. Because there's a time after the Passover, it says in the first day, was actually talking about in the midst of 2 Sabbaths when you do the research. Okay, when Mary and them came on the 3rd day actually and seeing that the Messiah was gone from the tomb as prophesied, or the sepulcher. But you should have an offering made by fire until Ahayah 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. You should do no servile work therein. So if you read the scripture, you see you have 2 holy convocations, Sabbath to Sabbath. Not Sabbath, then Sabbath. 2 holy convocations. So let's drop down to the Feast of Tabernacles, I think. Even with that, in verse 15, concerning the Feast of First Fruit or the Feast of Weeks, 15 says, and ye should count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath. See? Mm-hmm. So that's after the Sabbath. It's not talking about on Monday after the Sabbath, so-called on Sunday. You count after the Sabbath, day 1, count 49 days, and the 50th day is the Feast of Weeks. Okay? So on tomorrow after the Sabbath, because if you're taking the word literally and saying that it's Sunday, the first day is a Sabbath, then you're thrown off. Okay? Because it's saying after the Sabbath. So on tomorrow, speaking about after the sun go down Saturday night, that's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's when we count concerning our next holy day, the Feast of Weeks. Okay? After the Sabbath. So Sabbath's over after the sun goes down Saturday night. Okay? Now I want to go to 34. The water. 34. Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto Ahayah. On the first day shall be in holy convocation. See, it's not saying on Sunday. See, on the first Sabbath. Okay? Okay? It's not talking about Sunday. The first Sabbath. It says, on the first day should be a holy convocation. You should do no servile work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Ahayah. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye should offer an offering made by fire unto Ahayah. It is in solemn assembly, and ye should do no servile work therein. Okay? So let's go. What's that? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, here we go. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 7 days. Okay? So I'm gonna stop right there, and I pray that's understanding. We can go a lot deep into it, but never in Hebrew Israelite history did they perform a double Sabbath. Okay, you will see them after the Sabbath performing normal duties. Okay, on the Passover, whatever. As a matter of fact, the Israelites, God led them out of Egypt at midnight. Okay, so the law says we cannot go on a journey on a Sabbath, right? The Most High is not a God of iniquity. He's not going to cause his people to sin and have them traveling on the Sabbath, right? When the sun went down, he said at midnight he sent the death angel. They came and did what they did to the firstborn, and our fathers left in haste on the day of unleavened bread, okay? So yeah, he's not breaking the law and then tell us we can't go on a journey on the Sabbath, okay? Next precept, which is why also the Messiah said, pray that your flight be not on the Sabbath, okay? So where we at?
Exodus chapter 19, starting at verse 1.
If that's not suffice, my sister, email me again, and then we can WhatsApp, as you said. You said it's expensive to talk, so that we can WhatsApp and we can go more thoroughly into it. But I pray that suffice, okay? But understand, it's not talking about Sunday when it says the first day, okay? Just like it's not talking about Sunday when dealing with the Feast of Tabernacles, okay? With the first Sabbath. Can you turn that on for me? You gonna be right? Yeah. Yeah, hit the that one. Okay, family. The food that's about to be on the table, do not eat that. That's for our meal. It's about to be put on the table over there. It's in the crock pots. So do not eat that. That's for the actual meal, okay? Let's get it.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 1. Verse 1 reads, in the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt.
Oh, sorry. Mm-hmm. Let me just give you a summary of what the Day of Blowing Trumpets is, or the Day of the Assembly.
Okay.
It's the day when the Most High came down from heaven on the mount and established his covenant and his government with his children. Okay? He read them his laws, his commandments, and his judgments. And he had Moses do it. On the testimony of 2 or more witnesses, every matter is established. So it's a day to remember, because this is the day when our God came down from heaven on the holy mount and in the midst spoke with a voice that was so frightening that our fathers trembled and feared to hear his voice lest they die. So it's the day he came down and established the covenant with the children of Israel himself. Okay? So that's a day to be remembered. He also gave us his government for us to execute. And his name again. But let's go.
Come on. Verse 1 in Exodus chapter 19.
So it's like it. So it's not the day where there's a distinction of the trumpets and trumpets sounded and to get you ready for the atonement. No, we're supposed to be ready every day. It says do not procrastinate. So he's not blowing the trumpet to remind you that in next week or whatever, the Day of Atonement will get your life together. No, you can die today.
Huh.
The Most High don't operate like that. They weren't even in the land at this time to be under the order as they were in the land, as they were in the wilderness. It's the day when the trumpet of the angel sounded. Angelic trumpets, not the trumpets of men. Okay? Those are the trumpets that we remember when the angels blew the trumpet announcing the Heavenly Father coming down to establish his covenant with his people. Okay? And that's a day to remember. He'll tell us to remember this forever. Okay, let's go.
Verse 1. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai, for they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Most High called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Most High commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that Ahayah hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Most High. And the Most High said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud.
Who coming to us? Who coming to them?
The Most High.
He said he coming into his people. Read.
In a thick cloud.
These are not the clouds that we see every day.
Con.
What the sight that they saw, they never saw before.
Con.
It was apparent that his presence was there. Read.
I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe.
When who speak with thee? The Most High.
Con.
Read.
That the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever.
For who?
And believe thee forever.
That's why we are continually to remember this high holy day. Read.
And Moses told the words of the people unto Ahayah. And the Most High said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the 3rd day. For the 3rd day the Most High will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned, or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long.
When the who?
When the trumpet soundeth long.
He's not talking about man blowing no trumpet. When the trumpet sounded long, read.
They shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the 3rd day. Come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the.
Come not at your wives. Why? Because it would defile them.
Con.
They had to be clean, holy to be in his presence.
Con.
Read.
And it came to pass, verse 16, on the 3rd day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud.
Now, again, these ain't the clouds we see. This is a strange sight. Was the Israelites blowing trumpets announcing the Most High's arrival? Read that again, brother.
Con. Verse 16 reads, And it came to pass on the 3rd day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount.
Imagine how loud these thunders were. This ain't no rainstorm coming. It's Ahayah coming. Read.
And the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud.
And the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud. Remember the day of the trumpets. Read.
So that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
Now I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Right now we go outside, it's thunder and lightning. Are y'all trembling? Scared, afraid, scared for your life? So let's put ourselves there. Again, this ain't regular lightning, this ain't regular thunder. This is the voice of the Most High. The fire that they seen, it wasn't the normal fire, or you wouldn't be afraid. But people did what?
So that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
All of them.
Verse 17. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because Ahayah descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder,
Wax louder and louder.
Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice.
Hey, hold on. Block this dude right here. If you got nothing better to do, man, first of all, before, as the Bible says, right, understand the matter first before you judge it. You don't know nothing about us. You know, right? And I would rather be in a court who serves the Most High God and in a court that serves Satan. Okay? You don't know what the word court even means. It means that you are not with the Roman Catholic Church. Okay? But if it is all that you got the time to do, my brother, have a nice day. Okay? Let's go.
Get verse 20. Verse 19 again. And when the voice of the trumpet.
We're not a court, we're a family.
Come
You go learn what that means. Okay? Anybody, this is coffee. This ain't no Jim Jones juice. Okay? Let go.
Verse 19 again. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder.
So when the voice of the trumpets that we are told to remember, to tell, the Most High told Moses to tell the children of Israel to teach their sons, their sons' sons, that they must remember this day forever. What? I got coffee. You think it's not important for us to remember one of the greatest moments of all time? When the only true and living God came from his throne and came down to earth and spoke with his people? What God has you known done that? As the scriptures are going to say shortly. Establish his covenant with his children. This is a great day to be remembered, to teach our sons' forever. Our God is not of wood and stone, gold and silver. He's living. Okay? Read.
And the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder. Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Most High came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount. And Ahayah called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And Ahayah said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Most High to gaze, and many of them perish.
Watch what Moses say. Read.
Verse 22. And let the priests also, which come near to the Most High, sanctify themselves, lest Ahayah break forth upon them. And Moses said unto Ahayah, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it.
People cannot come. You told us to set bounds, and they ain't trying to come up to the mount. All right? They afraid for their life. They trying to take step backwards, not forward. Let go.
And the Most High said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto Ahayah, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. And God spake all these words, saying, I am Ahayah thy God.
This is him establishing his covenant. He's reading them the law. Right?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am Ahayah thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Ahayah thy God, am a jealous God.
Hey, y'all know what I just thought about? People always are in disbelief that the Most High wrote this. Like, I've been called stupid, dumb, because I believe that God wrote his laws on tables of stone and gave it to men. They neglect the fact, or have not been taught the fact, Not only did he write them, he came down
Con.
and proclaimed them
Yeah. Con.
himself. He didn't send no representative. He came down himself with his saints.
Con.
It says, and God said. It didn't say, and the angel of God said. It said, and God said.
Con.
It didn't say the Lord. It says, God said. Showing that he's a God of laws and judgments. Again, under the testimony of two or more witnesses, he spoke first, then Moses spoke. And the people said, all that the Most High said to do, we would do.
Con.
They entered into a contract with the Most High. He came down and established a contract with his people. They don't speak about that. They just regurgitate what people tell them on social media. Okay? I had never heard when Allah had done this. Buddha came to heaven and established a covenant with Asians.
I don't know what he do. Nah.
He been sitting down on that stool forever, eating donuts. But let's go.
Verse 5. We in Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Ahayah, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Ahayah thy God in vain. For Ahayah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Thou shalt not take his name in vain. He came down and established his contract. We entered into a contract. Take his name in vain is breaking the contract.
Come on.
Being a hypocrite. Taking his name in vain, it's been a hypocrite. We entered into a contract.
Come on.
Do what you say that you're going to do. Represent me.
Come on.
As my children. And I'll be your God. Read.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Ahayah thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Ahayah made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day.
The day to the Most High is as 1,000 years. These are not periods of 24 hours. It's written that a day to the Most High is as 1,000 years.
Come on.
Read.
Wherefore, Ahayah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Ahayah thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not murder.
Come on. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet.
The noise of what?
And the noise of the trumpet.
So again, the people are not blowing the trumpets, the angels are.
Come on.
Again, these are the trumpets the Most High telling our people to remember, because the witnesses that was there, they remember.
Come on.
They know what the word blowing trumpets is. They was there, they witnessed it. Their children witnessed it, and when they perished, they was commanded to teach, to remind their children's children. Read.
And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
So this was a dreadful scene. Read.
And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear.
But let not what?
But let not God speak with us, lest we die.
But let Moses, you speak to us. This is how afraid the people were at this scene. The Most High came down for a reason, to establish fear in their hearts.
Come.
They know he is not the God of the Egyptians, but he is the true living God, the God of all gods. They're afraid of his voice.
Come.
They're afraid of his lightnings, his thunders. How much more so should we be afraid of his judgment?
Come.
Read.
Verse 20.
Like I said, the mountain's on fire, not like a volcano. This is something that really frightening them. It's still black until this day. Let's go.
Con. Verse 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces.
That's what?
God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces.
Showing them that he is real. After he did everything he did up in Egypt. If that wasn't enough. Here you go. He's not an idol that have feet but can't move. Have a mouth but can't eat. Can't speak. Have ears but can't hear. A nose but can't smell. He's not a God that needs to be bared on man's shoulders. Read.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And Ahayah said unto Moses, thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me.
See that? He says, 23, you shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold. The scripture is going to show us why he's saying that. He said that when he appeared, they saw no similitude. He didn't give them a similitude or image for they can create with their hands and worship. That's why he's saying, don't make nothing represent me. He's the creator. He's not a creation. Read.
24. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings, and thy peace offerings, thy sheep and thine oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it.
Do y'all know what hewn stone is? Hewn stone is? Fashion it with man's hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you said, no, let it be natural. Because when chisel, like you said, chisel, you make it in something, then that's what they're going to worship.
You can make it really beautiful.
Go ahead.
You can make it really beautiful how you thinking of it.
It would be like Aaron. Aaron told him to give him the goals. He said, and Satan created a calf. Aaron didn't create the calf, Satan did. They will worship, men worship anything they can look at and touch. Read.
And if thou wilt make an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it.
See, if your tool upon you polluted it. Read.
Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto my altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. Chapter 21. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing.
This is the Most High's covenant he's establishing. Read.
If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master hath given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the manservants do. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her into a strange nation he shall have no power, seeing he have dealt deceitfully with her. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. He that smiteth a man, so that he die, shall be surely put to death. And if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor, to slay him with guile,
Premeditated.
to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. And he that stealeth the man, and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. If men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man smite the eye of his servant, or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. And if he smite out of his manservant's tooth, or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. If an ox gore a man or a woman, that they die, then the ox shall surely be stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it have been testified to his owner, and he have not kept him in, but that he have killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him, whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to the judgment shall it be done unto him. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox have used to push in time past, and his owner have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. Chapter 22, verse 1. And if a man steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up, and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he shall make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard, shall he make restitution. If a fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn, or the standing corn, or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges, to see whether he hath put his hand into his neighbor's goods. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass, or an ox, or a sheep, or any beast to keep, and it die, or be hurt, driven away, or driven away, no man seeing it.
Hold on for a minute. I want y'all to pay attention to something because later it's going to highlight the premise of what we're reading. I say he established his government. He gave us a government. He gave us judgments. There's no nation on earth at this time, even to this day, that have judgment so righteous as what we're reading. They're not. Their judgments are not righteous. They're unequal. They're evil. Okay? He's giving them righteous judgments, righteous commandments, separating them from where they came from. There's no people on earth operating what we're reading right now. Are we operating today as of what we're reading right now today? The rich continue to oppress the poor. The rich or the famous or whatever you want to call it get privileges. The poor man continues to be always fighting for justice and never gets it. Okay, well, let's go.
Verse 11, Exodus chapter 22. Then shall an oath of the Most High be between them both, that he have not put his hand into his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt, or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be an hired thing, it came for his hire. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Whosoever lieth with the beast shall surely be put to death. He that sacrifices unto any god, save unto Ahayah only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him, by that the sun goeth down. For that is his covering only. It is his raiment for his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass, when he crieth unto me, that I will hear. For I am gracious. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Thou shalt not revile the gods. It's not talking about the fallen gods or any gods. It's talking about those that the elders, those that the Most High put over his people. They're not gods. They are those who the Most High have put over the people to instruct them out of his laws and lead them. Read.
Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors.
What does revile mean? What does Brother Zephaniah, get the microphone, please? Do we have microphones out here? Give it a shot, my brother. Give it a shot. Right there. 7043.
Yep. Thank you. Test it.
Yeah, is that making them how making them with hand how you want them to look?
No, to revile is to speak evil of,
anger
right?
or sin.
To despise them, to curse them, right? Speak evil of your leaders or to curse them, okay? Yeah. So let's go. as they did Moses and Aaron. Constantly. Yeah, disrespect, yep.
Verse 29, Exodus chapter 22. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me. Likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me. And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs. Chapter 23, verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report.
So hold on, what was dogs created for? Yes, son. Get my son on the microphone. Remember, it has paws. We're not supposed to eat dogs. It has paws, right?
Dogs are supposed to eat the bones and the dead off the land. They're not made to eat.
All praise to Ahayah. Yes, son.
Come.
Some dogs are companions, most aren't. Okay? We have plenty of wild dogs as examples. But even the dogs that we have that have been bred to be domestic, that's why we feed them bones and flesh. Now today they eating better than mankind. But back in the day we gave them bones because that's what they was created for, as also the other unclean beasts to clean the dead from the earth and from the waters. Okay, so the animals and the beasts that's in Leviticus chapter 11, the unclean beasts, they were created to keep the earth clean and to get rid of the dead from the earth and the waters. Okay, let's go.
Chapter 23, verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause.
So remember, the Most High said he gave us all these laws and statutes and judgments. Why? According to the scriptures. Why did the Most High give us all these commandments and judgments? Statutes, Sister Sheba. Pass Sister Sheba the microphone, please.
These laws that we're reading about now because the heathen around us was doing these things?
He said he gave us these commandments and judgments because these are things the nations do. This is why he abhorred them. We're to operate contrary to them. Okay? So when it says if you see your enemy's ox, take it to him. When they saw their enemy's ox, they kept it. Okay? So everything he commanded us to do is contrary to how the heathen operated. Right? They operate in evil. He operated in righteousness and fairness. Okay? Read.
Verse 6. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, and perverteth the words of the righteous.
See? In the world, they have lobbyists who give many money for bribes to push policy and laws. Okay? Read.
And thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beast of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
What 3 times are those? Microphone, brother. Give brother Eliezer out a microphone somewhere. He's talking about these 3 times. He's talking about where they must go, where he put his name upon. Okay, we have to keep his feast, but these 3 times the whole family must go to Jerusalem. Read.
Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Weeks.
Feast of Weeks.
And Tabernacles.
And Tabernacles. I call them the big 3. Okay? Let's go.
Verse 15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the north.
Now you see this time the Most High didn't say Passover? Because they synonymous. He says Passover sometimes he says Feast of Unleavened Bread. They're synonymous. They're together. Read.
As I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt. And
it came out of what?
In it thou camest out from Egypt.
So it's not a Sabbath because they journeyed out of Egypt. The Most High again not gonna call the people to sin, and then rebuke them or punish them for taking the journey when he was the first one to do it. Where's that book? Where's the Apocrypha? I mean the studio. I got one right here. The water. The same time we're speaking about Moses being on the mount is when he gave Moses this record, the book of Jubilees, the commandments of the Sabbaths. Chapter 15, Jubilees, verse 8. It says, whosoever desecrate that day, whosoever lieth with his wife, or whosoever say he would do something on it, that he should set out on a journey thereon. So we're not to set out on a journey on the Sabbath. Okay? So the Most High did not lead his people on a journey and cause them to sin. Okay? It was the day after the Sabbath. When the sun went down, it was after the Sabbath. Okay? Let's go.
Still in Exodus chapter 23. The end of verse 15. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering.
The feast of ingathering is the day of the feast of tabernacle. The first fruits are is the 70. It's the 50 days. The 7th Sabbath. The feast of weeks or the feast of first fruit. So unleavened bread or Passover. Now y'all see how it's 3. It ain't 4. He said 3 times. Did he say 4 times or 3 times?
3.
3 times. Again, Passover and unleavened bread are synonymous. They go together. 3 times. Okay? Passover, unleavened bread, Feast of Weeks, Tabernacles. They're not separate holy. They're not separate Sabbaths. Let's go.
Verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before Ahayah, the Most High God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of Ahayah thy God. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. For my angel shall go up before thee, and bring thee unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and quite break down their images. And ye shall serve Ahayah your God, and he shall bless thee, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill.
So sicknesses and bearing, all these things are a product of a curse.
Con.
Read.
There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land.
Or miscarriages is all part of a curse, disobedience. Read.
The number of thy days I will fulfill. I will send my fear before thee, and will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thine enemies turn their backs unto thee. I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite.
Turn their backs unto thee is to do what? Make them flee from you.
Con.
Read.
The Canaanite and the Hittite from before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field multiply against thee. By little and little I will drive them out from before thee, until thou be increased and inherit the land. And I will set thy bounds from the Red Sea, even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and thou shalt drive them out before thee. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee. Chapter 24, verse 1. And he said unto Moses, Come up unto Ahayah, thou and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near Ahayah, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Ahayah, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Ahayah hath said will we do.
They enter into a blood in, blood out contract. And we are born into this contract, this covenant. Read.
Verse 4. And Moses wrote all the words of Ahayah, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he set young men of the children of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Most High.
I haven't been there, but it's rumored that these pillars are still there, and they have bounds around this mount. And it's noised abroad that there's signs up, but men fear it going into the mount because angels protect it. I haven't been there, just telling you what I read and saw, and I believe them. That's the mount of God. It's a mount that we will go back to. It's for us. It's not for the heathen. Let's go.
Verse 6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled it on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, All that Ahayah have said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant, which Ahayah have made with you concerning all these words.
So the first covenant was established by the blood of who?
Animals.
Oxen and goat.
Animals.
Right? The blood of clean animals.
Yep.
We're going to get into this later this lesson. We're going to see where the second covenant was also established by blood, but a more precious blood. Okay? Every covenant of the Most High has to be established with blood. Read.
Verse 9. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel.
They didn't see his face. Read.
And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. And they saw God, and did eat and drink. And the Most High said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount, and be there. And I will give thee tables of stone, and a law and commandments, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them.
Which who written? Who wrote?
The Most High.
The Most High.
Con.
Not man.
Which I have written.
When you say it's Moses' law, Moses copied what the Most High wrote. He didn't come up with it by himself.
Con.
Read.
Which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister, Joshua. And Moses went up into the mount of God. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of Ahayah abode upon Mount Sinai.
Not his face, the glory of the Most High.
Con.
Read.
And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Ahayah was like devouring fire on top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and gat him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights.
40 days and 40 nights. Next precept.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, starting at verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Con, when everyone's there. Chapter 4, verse 1. Now therefore, hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments, which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live, and go in and possess the land which Ahayah, the God of your fathers, giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye keep the commandments of Ahayah your God, which I command you.
We are to add nothing to the contract or take anything out. We are to abide by it, to obey it. Read.
Your eyes have seen what Ahayah did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, Ahayah thy God have destroyed them from among you.
So Baal Peor was in the midst of the congregation in the wilderness. They follow not the Most High Ahayah, they follow Satan. And the Most High destroyed every one of them. As an example, that we are to serve only him. Read.
But ye that did cleave unto Ahayah your God are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Ahayah my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So why today people say that this guy gave us all these statutes and judgments because he knew that they'd be too hard for us to live by? They'd be grievous. He made a mistake, and so he brought Christ down to fix his mistake. No. He said, if we abide by these righteous statutes and judgments, that the nations would be in awe. And say what?
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So if this nation is a wise and understanding people with righteous judgments, treating everybody with equity. Did I say the word right?
Mm-hmm. Equity.
Yeah. Fairness and kindness and love. What people would not want to be amongst this people? Who wouldn't want to be in the government that's operating as the Most High commanded? Where you know the judgments are righteous, fair, honest. Read.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them, as Ahayah our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
Recognizing that their God is close to them. They've heard what he has done to the nations. They heard that he fight for his people. They heard he protect his people. Their gods ain't doing this, even though they're sacrificing their children to him. See? He commanded us to be the salt of the earth, the salt of the earth, representatives of him, to draw the nations to the Creator. Read.
Verse 8. And what nation is there so great, that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take
So
heed.
the law is righteous. not grievous. The government he gave us to live by is righteous, not wicked, not evil. Read.
Okay. Oh, tell her to sit down. I don't want nobody else breaking their arm. Okay, look, she's standing up on the chair. Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
We are to do what?
Teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
Teach our sons what? Yes, teach our sons and our sons' sons what?
Microphone.
Sister Sheba. Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Caleb. I'm sorry, my brother.
His laws and his ways and the way of life.
It's different. With laws, you must have something else with laws. They go hand in hand.
Oh, it's statutes and judgments.
Statutes are rules, judgments. So commandments, statutes, laws, they are the same. Okay? It's judgments, right? But we also must remember the day he established this covenant, which we're going to get into in a minute. We are to teach our children's children. Mm-hmm. Okay? Again, as we promote in this church, according to the message was given to us by Christ, that the Most High gave him. Not only are we to teach our children his laws and judgments, but what are we more importantly to do? I get a hand in the air. Brother Caleb.
We have to live the laws and be the righteous example.
We have to be righteous examples for our children. Like we said, last week, we can't live by what our parents told us. That old horrible, wicked saying, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
They're going to do double what you do. Nothing what you say. As we read in the book. How our forefathers did with their parents who had that slogan. Read.
We get verse 9 again. Only take heed to thyself.
Check it out. Only take heed to ourselves. Because these laws and judgments have a high importance. The highest importance. Why? Read.
And keep thy soul diligently.
Keep our what?
Soul diligently.
Our soul. Our soul. Diligently. Read.
Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before Ahayah thy God in Horeb. Especially the day that thou stoodest before Ahayah thy God in Horeb.
Let me ask y'all a question. How come these other Hebrew Israelites ain't teaching them about this day? They do the memorial blowing the trumpets, but they don't teach the truth concerning the day of. They talk about some sounds they blew and it made distinct sounds. Wait, what? That ain't what the Bible say. Teach them the what? Forever what?
Especially.
Put emphasis on it. Especially.
The day that thou stoodest before Ahayah thy God.
The day that our father stood before Ahayah our God. In what?
In Horeb.
In Horeb.
When Ahayah said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth.
That's when it started. Especially this day. The memorial blowing of the trumpets or the day of the assembly. That's why awakening Ahayah Church, we follow what it says. He said, especially teach our children concerning the day we're doing right now. Read.
When Ahayah said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And Ahayah spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. Only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant.
He declared what?
He declared unto you his covenant.
So the day of the more blowing the trumpets the day that he did what?
Declared
He
his
declared
covenant.
his covenant.
Con.
Read.
Which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And Ahayah commanded me at the time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that Ahayah spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
So you see, again, the high importance on it. This day when our God came down from heaven to establish his covenant. We going to read in the book of Josephus in a minute where he's going to give us more insight.
Con.
It's not just 10 commandments, but it's a government. He also gives us how we are to esteem this covenant and esteem our God. And appreciate what the Most High has given us. So we are not to look past the day he came down and became our God. And went into a covenant with a contract with us. Perform powerful works to establish a fear of our people, of him, for him. Read.
Verse 17. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground.
Hold on. I will go back to that. Mm-hmm. Is there anywhere in there talking about the distinct sounds, or is it talking about the same sound? When you heard the trumpet exceedingly loud. Mm-hmm. They say when you heard distinct sounds, to get ready for the Day of Atonement. When you heard the trumpets exceedingly loud. Mm-hmm. The trumpet sound for an announcement. The God of all gods has come down. The Moses said, when you heard his voice, when you saw the thick clouds, the darkness, the lightness, the thunders, the fire. Read.
Con. Verse 18. The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them.
He said when he came down, you saw no similitude.
Con.
Do not worship his creation.
Con.
Read.
Even all the hosts of heaven shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which Ahayah thy God have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. But Ahayah have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance.
So he's showing us that the nations serve the wandering stars.
Con.
The creations. He says, whom the Most High divided unto the nations. But we are his inheritance, his portion. We are to serve him. Read.
But Ahayah have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Furthermore, Ahayah was angry with me for your sakes, and swore that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto the good land, into that good land, which Ahayah thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. 23. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of Ahayah your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which Ahayah thy God hath forbidden thee. For Ahayah thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Ahayah thy God, to provoke him to anger. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
Why is Moses saying this? Because on the mount, the Most High told Moses. Right? Let me read that for you. Again, in the book of Jubilees. Chapter 1. Hold on. I'm going to start at verse 5. And he said, incline thy heart to every word which I shall speak to thee on this mount, and write them in a book in order that their generations may see how I have not forsaken them for all the evil which they have worked in transgressing the covenant which I established between me and thee for their generations this day on Mount Sinai. And thus it will come to pass when all these things come upon them, that they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgments and in all their actions. And they will recognize that I have been truly with them. And do thou write for thyself all these words which I declare unto thee this day. For I know their rebellion and their stiff neck, before I bring them into the land of which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob, saying, unto your seed would I give a land flowing with milk and honey, and they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange gods, the gods which cannot deliver them from aught of their tribulation. And this witness should be heard for a witness against them, for they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them. And they will walk after the Gentiles, and after their uncleanness, and after their shame, and will serve gods, and these will prove unto them an offense, and a tribulation, and an affliction, and a snare. And many will perish, and they will be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances, and my commandments, and my festivals of my covenant, and my Sabbaths, and my holy place which I have hallowed for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle, and my sanctuary which I have hallowed for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, and that it should dwell there. And they will make to themselves high places and groves, and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, as so to go astray, and they will sacrifice their children to demons, and to all the works of the error of their hearts. And I will send witnesses unto them, that they may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also. And they will persecute those who seek the law, and they will obligate and change everything, so as to work evil before my eyes. And I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hands of the Gentiles for captivity, and for a prey, and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them among the Gentiles. And they will forget all my law, and all my commandments, and all my judgments, and will go astray as to new moons and months. Right now, they follow the phases of the moon, when the new moon is to change the season. And Sabbaths, and festivals, and jubilees, and ordinances. And after this, so then say after they were turning to me. But this is why Moses he said, I call heaven as a witness against you. Mm-hmm. It's you talking real good, but the Most High has shown me that you're about to go astray. So showing that the book of Jubilees is canonical. Same conversation. Read.
Back in Deuteronomy chapter 4, get verse 26 again. It reads, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And the Most High shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Ahayah shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek Ahayah thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou shalt seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to Ahayah thy God, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. For Ahayah thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he sware unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there have been any such thing as this great thing is, or have been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire?
Say that again. This is a great thing. Did what?
Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, and live?
And live.
Or have God essayed to go and take him, a nation, from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that Ahayah your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know Ahayah thy. Unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know that Ahayah, he is God, and there is none else beside him.
You know that he is God. He's true and living. He's not an idol. Read.
Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that Ahayah, he is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes, and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which Ahayah thy God giveth thee forever. Next precept is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 1 through 33. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1 reads, And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them, and keep and do them. Ahayah our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Ahayah made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Most High talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire.
So are we not to remember the day he spoke to our fathers face to face in the midst of a fire? Read.
And the Most High talked to you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between Ahayah and you at that time to show you the word of Ahayah, for ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not into the mount, and went not up into the mount, saying, I am Ahayah thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Ahayah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Who hate him? According to the Most High. Sister Sheba?
Those who break his commandments.
Those who break his commandments. Read.
Verse 10. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
So he's a merciful God to who?
Those that love him and keep his commandments. And thou shalt not take the name of Ahayah thy God in vain, for Ahayah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it.
To sanctify it. Read.
As Ahayah thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of Ahayah thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant.
We're going back over the commandments, right?
Nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, and that Ahayah thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore, Ahayah thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as Ahayah thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which Ahayah thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor, neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words Ahayah spake unto all your assembly in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and out of thick darkness, and with a great voice, and he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone, and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass, when ye heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And ye said, Behold, Ahayah our God hath showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God do talk with man, and he liveth.
Read that again.
Verse 24.
They have seen what?
And we have seen this day that God do talk with man, and he liveth.
We have seen this day that God do talk with man and liveth. He established this as a testimony.
God.
Our God do talk with men and live. Read.
25. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of Ahayah our God any more, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that have heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have, and lived? Go thou near, and hear all that Ahayah our God shall say, and speak thou unto us all that Ahayah our God shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it. And the Most High heard the voice of your words, when ye spake unto me, and the Most High said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me, and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them, and with their children forever. Go say to them, Get ye into your tents again. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments, and the statutes, and the judgments, which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do therefore, as Ahayah your God hath commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in all the ways which Ahayah your God hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess.
Now, let's focus on something real quick. It's written that we must understand the depths and wiles of Satan. I said before, let's put ourselves there. Moses reminded them of all the powerful works the Most High did bringing them out of Egypt. He reminded them of the day of assembly, the memorial blowing of the trumpets, when they heard the voice. God. They seen the fire. They saw the mountain shake. Not like the earthquake, but some more fierce. They seen the thick cloud, the thick darkness. Even came to the conclusion that they serve the only God that speak with his people, and they live. And surely after 40 days later, they sinned. "40 days later, they sinned. Did everything the Most High commanded them not to do. They said, surely they know that the God of their fathers, their God, speaks to man and live. 40 days later, asked Aaron to create a God to walk before them. As they say, go figure that. So let's understand the depths and wiles of Satan. It seems like it's an impossible thing, right? Yep. Like we sit back and like, well, how can they?
Yep.
That soon. Mm-hmm. That's why y'all know I say all the time, Satan is not to be feared, but what? Respected. Understand that. He destroyed their parents. And they still turned their backs on him. So I'm gonna remind y'all, this spiritual war, as we know, it ain't no joke. We have not seen what they seen. So let's look, imagine going through what they went through and being attacked for 40 days. Most of them turned their back on God. Like Christ said, go learn what that means. As it says, we must remember this and keep our souls diligently. We're not just remembering the day of assembly or more blowing of the trumpets, but remembering also the fall of our people and what caused them to fall. And it's written that pride is the beginning of all sin.
Mm-hmm.
Satan raised himself up leaders in the midst of the congregation. See? Start whispering to their neighbors, enticing them. Said, Moses, this is Moses. We know not if he come back where he is. So Satan gave them leaders. Tell them to go back to Egypt, to serve him. Create these graven images and bow down to him. Remember, they created the images and they danced and they played and they.
Yep.
Remember? They partied. So let us say heed to that. That this war is real. Next precept.
Deuteronomy chapter 9, verses 7 through 11.
After this, we're going to read Josephus. We're going to take a short intermission.
Deuteronomy chapter 9, verses 7 through 11. When everyone's there. Verse 7 reads in Deuteronomy chapter 9. Remember and forget not how thou provokest Ahayah thy God to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt, until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against the Most High. Also in Horeb ye provoked the Most High to wrath, so that the Most High was angry with you to have destroyed you. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant, which Ahayah made with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Most High delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God, and on them was written according to all the words which Ahayah spake with you in the which Ahayah spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly.
In the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. That's why it says also called the day of assembly. Read.
And it came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that Ahayah gave me the 2 tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant.
Even the tables of the covenant. Now let's get a little insight from the book of Josephus, page 69 to 71, chapter 5, starting at verse 1. Now Moses called the multitude together and told them that he was going from them to Mount Sinai to converse with God, to receive from him, and to bring back with him a certain oracle. But he enjoined them to pitch their tents near the mountain, and preferred the habitation that was nearest to God, before one more remote. When he had said this, he ascended up to Mount Sinai, which is the highest of all the mountains that are in that country. And it's not only very difficult to be ascended by men on account of its vast amplitude, but because of the sharpness of its precipice. Say that, precipice? Precipitous? Precipitous. Also, nay, indeed, it cannot be looked at without pain of the eyes. Let me ask y'all a question. Where is this at in Utah? Okay. Indeed, it cannot be looked at without pain of the eyes. And besides this, it was terrible and inaccessible on account of the rumor that passed about that God dwelt there. But the Hebrews removed their tents as Moses had bidden them, and took possession of the lowest part of the mountain. So it's still been, and to this day, a mountain that men are afraid to deal with. But the Hebrews removed their tents as Moses had bidden them. Are we cool?
Yeah.
Okay. And took possession of the lowest parts of the mountain, and were elevated in their minds in expectation that Moses would return from God with promises of the good things he had proposed to them. So they fasted and waited for their conductor, and kept themselves pure as in other respects, and not accompanying with their wives for 3 days, as he had before ordered them to do. And they prayed to God that he would favorably receive Moses in his conversing with him, and bestow some such gifts upon them by which they might live well. They also lived more plentifully as to their diet, and put on their wives and children more ornamental and decent clothing than they usually wore. So they passed 2 days in this way of feasting. Salakia. So they passed 2 days in this way of feasting. But on the 3rd day, before the sun was up, a cloud spread itself over the whole camp of the Hebrews, such a one as none had before seen. Then y'all see what I was saying earlier? These were normal clouds. So let me read it again. So they passed 2 days in this way of feasting. But on the 3rd day, before the sun was up, a cloud spread itself over the whole camp of the Hebrews, such a one as none has before seen, and encompassed the place where they had pitched their tents. And while all the rest of the air was clear, there came strong winds that raised up large showers of rain, which became a mighty tempest or storm. There was also such lightnings as was terrible to those that saw it, and thunders with its thunderbolts were sent down and declared God to be there present in a gracious way to such as Moses desired he should be gracious. Now, as to these matters, every one of my readers may think as he pleases, but I am under a necessity of relating this history as it is described in the sacred books. We're going to read that Josephus is not talking about no trumpets blowing distinctly. He said he is of necessity to describe this history as it is written in the sacred books, while we are remembering this day as accurately as it is commanded. Now, as to these matters, every one of my readers may think as he pleases, but I am under necessity of relating this history as it is described in the sacred books. This sight and the amazing sound that came to their ears disturbed the Hebrews to a prodigious degree, for they were not such as they were accustomed to. And then the rumor that was spread abroad how God frequented that mountain greatly astonished their minds. Read that again. This sight and the amazing sound that came to their ears. So this was not the trumpet blowing of men. And the amazing sound that came to their ears disturbed the Hebrews to a prodigious degree, for they were not such as they were accustomed to. And then the rumor that was spread abroad how God frequented that mountain greatly astonished their minds. So they sorrowfully contained themselves within their tents, as both supposing Moses to be destroyed by the divine wrath, and expecting the like destruction for themselves.
Chapter 3.
When they were under
Verse 3.
these apprehensions, Moses appeared as joyful and greatly exalted. When they saw him, they were freed from their fear and admitted of more comfortable hopes as to what was to come. Hold on. The air also was become clear and pure as its former disorders. Upon the appearance of Moses, whereupon he called together the people to a congregation in order to their hearing what God would say to them. And when they were gathered together, he stood on the eminence. He stood on the eminence which they might all hear him, and said, God has received me graciously, O Hebrews, as he has formerly done, and has suggested a happy method of living for you. Do y'all see why I say that the laws are not what people say that they are our culture? They are our culture. God has received me graciously, O Hebrews, as he has formerly done, and has suggested a happy method of living for you. And in order of political government, we were not to live under the governments of other nations, the heathens, but under his political government. And is now present in the camp. I therefore charge you, for his sake and the sake of his works, and what we have done by his means, that you do not put a low value on what I am going to say, because the commands have been given by me, that now delivered them to you. Nor, let me read that again. And what we have done by his means, that you do not put a low value on what I am going to say, because the commands have been given by me, that now delivered them to you, nor because it is the tongue of a man that delivers them to you. But if you have a due regard to the great importance of the things themselves, you will understand the greatness of him whose institutions they are, and who has not disdained to communicate them to me for our common advantage. For it is not to be supposed that the author of these institutions is barely Moses, the son of Aram, and Joshebed, but he who obliged the Nile to run bloody for your sakes, and tamed the haughtiness of the Egyptians by various sorts of judgments. He who provided a way through the sea for us. He who contrived a method of sending us food from heaven when we were distressed for want of it. He who made the waters to issue out of a rock when we had very little of it before. He by whose means Adam was made to partake of the fruit, both of the land and of the sea. Let me read that again for those who think Adam only ate fruits. Okay? Okay, let me get that again. He who contrived a method of sending us food from heaven, manna, when we were distressed for want of it. He who made the waters to issue out of a rock, when he made very little of it before. He by whose means Adam was made to partake of the fruits both of the land and of the sea. He by whose means Noah escaped the deluge. He by whose means our forefather Abraham, of a wandering pilgrim, a wandering pilgrim, who was made the heir of the land of Canaan. He by whose means Isaac was born of parents that were very old. He by whose means Jacob was adorned with 12 virtuous sons. He by whose means Joseph became a potent lord over the Egyptians. He it is who conveys these institutions to you by me as his interpreter. And let them be to you venerable and contended for more earnestly by you than your own children and your own wives. For if you will follow them, you will lead a happy life. You will enjoy the land fruitful, the seed calm, the fruit of the womb born complete, as nature requires. You will be also terrible or dreadful to your enemies. For I have been admitted into the presence of God, and being made a hearer of his incorruptible voice, so great is his concern for our nation and its duration. When he had said this, he brought the people with their wives and children so near the mountain that they might hear God himself speaking to them about the precepts which they were to practice, that the energy of what should be spoken might not be hurt by its utterance by that tongue of a man, which could, but imperfectly deliver it to their understanding. And they all heard a voice that came to all of them from above, insomuch that no one of these words escaped them, that no one of these words escaped them, which Moses wrote on 2 tables, which it is not lawful for us to set down directly, but their import we will declare. The first commandment teaches us that there is but one God, and that we ought to worship him only. The second commands us not to make the image of any living creature to worship it. The third, that we must not swear by God in a false manner. The fourth, that we must keep the seventh day by resting from all sorts of work. The fifth, that we must honor our parents. The sixth, that we must abstain from murder. The seventh, that we must not commit adultery. The eighth, that we must not be guilty of theft. The ninth, that we must not bear false witness. The 10th, that we must not admit of the desire of anything that is another's. Now when the multitude had heard God himself giving those precepts which Moses had discoursed of, they rejoiced at what was said. And the congregation was dissolved. But on the following days they came to their tents and desired him to bring them, besides other laws from God. Accordingly, he appointed such laws, and afterwards informed them in what manner they should act in all cases, which laws I should make mention of in their proper time. But I shall reserve most of those laws for another work, and make there a distinct explication of them. When matters were brought to this state, Moses went up again to Mount Sinai, of which he had told them beforehand. He made them ascend in their sight. And while he stayed there so long a time, for he was absent from them 40 days, fear seized upon the Hebrews, lest Moses should have come to any harm. Nor was there anything else so sad, and that so much troubled them. Who's troubling them? Who's putting these dreadful thoughts and these thoughts in their minds and their hearts? Satan. And while he stayed there so long a time, for he was absent from them 40 days, fear seized upon the Hebrews, lest Moses should have come to any harm. So we understand that the devils are putting these thoughts that Moses is dead. He ain't coming back. Y'all need a leader. Y'all need this. Y'all need that. They're being attacked by the evil spirits. Lest Moses should have come to any harm, nor was there anything else so sad, and that so much troubled them, as this supposal that Moses was perished. Now, there was a variety in their sentiments about it. Some saying that he was fallen among wild beasts. Those that were of this opinion were chiefly such as were ill disposed to him. But others said that he was departed and gone to God. But the wiser sort was led by their reason to embrace neither of those opinions, with any satisfaction, thinking that as it was a thing that sometimes happened to men to fall among wild beasts and perish that way, so it was probable enough that he might depart and go to God on account of his virtue. They therefore were quiet and expected the event. Yet were they exceedingly sorry upon the supposal that they were deprived of a governor and a protector, such a one indeed as they never recovered again. Nor would this suspicion give them leave to expect any comfortable event about this man, nor could they prevent their trouble and melancholy upon this occasion. However, the camp durst not remove all this while, because Moses had bidden them afore to stay there. But when the 40 days and as many nights were over, Moses came down, having tasted nothing of food usual appointed for the nourishment of men. His appearance filled the army with gladness, and he declared to them what care God had of them, and by what manner of conduct of their lives they might live happily, telling them that during these days of his absence he had suggested to him also that he would have a tabernacle built for him, into which he would descend when when he came to them, and how we should carry it about with us when we remove from this place, and that there would be no longer any occasion for going up to the Mount Sinai, but that he would himself come and pitch his tabernacle amongst us, and be present at our prayers, as also that the tabernacle should be of such measure and construction as he had showed him, and that you are to fall to the work and prosecute it diligently. When he had said this, he showed them the 2 tables with the 10 commandments engraved upon them, 5 upon each table, and the writing was by the hand of God. Hereupon the Israelites rejoiced at what they had seen and heard of their conductor, and were not wanting in diligence according to their ability. For they brought silver and gold and brass, and of the best sorts of wood, and such as would not at all decay by putrefaction. Camel's hair also, and sheepskin. Some of them dyed of a blue color, and some of a scarlet. Some brought the flower of the purple color, and others for white, with wood dyed by the flowers aforementioned, and fine linen and precious stones, which those that use costly ointments set in ounces of gold. They brought also a great quantity of spices, for of these materials did Moses build the tabernacle, which did not at all differ from a movable and ambulatory temple. Now, when these things were brought together with great diligence, for everyone was ambitious to further the work even beyond their ability, he set architects over the works, and this by the command of God, and indeed the very same which the people themselves would have chosen, had the election been allowed to them. Now their names are set down in writing in the sacred books, and they were these: Bezaleel, the son of Uri, of the tribe of Judah, the grandson of Miriam, the sister of their conductor, and Ahayah, the son of Amok, of the tribe of Dan. Now the people went on with what they had undertaken with so great alacrity, that Moses was obliged to restrain them by making proclamation that what had been brought was sufficient, as the artificers had informed him. So they failed to work upon the building of the tabernacle. Moses also informed them according to the directions of God, both what the measures were to be and its largeness, and how many vessels it brought to contain for the use of the sacrifices. The women also was ambitious to do their parts about the garments of the priests and about other things that would be wanted in this work, both the ornaments and for the divine service itself. Now, when all things were prepared, the gold and the silver and the brass and what was woven, Moses, when he had appointed beforehand that there should be a festival and a sacrifice should be offered according to everyone's ability, reared up the tabernacle, and when he had measured the opening court 50 cubits broad and 100 long, he set up basin pillars 5 cubits high, 20 on each side of the longer sides, and 10 pillars for the breadth behind. Every one of the pillars also had a ring. Their capiters were of silver, but their bases were of brass. They resembled the sharp ends of spears, and were of brass, fixed into the ground. Cords were also put through the rings, and were tied at their farther ends to brass nails of a cubit long, which at every pillar were driven into. If I'm going. Oh, I read too much. Yep. At this part, we're going to take a short intermission. 71? Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, in his book, it's 71.
It's 72.
We're a page behind on the phone. It's 71 in his book.
Yeah. Yeah, because that got farther. If we could read the other chapter, it would get into him giving them the instructions to do the tabernacle and all that stuff.
Israel, I love you like I love myself. Israel. What nation in the earth is like thy people? Israel. And
me from the landfill, you cleaning me up. Dug me out the dunghill, you cleaning me up. Took me from being a drug dealer, you cleaning me up. Snatched me out the trenches, you cleaning me up. Took me from being a hormone, you cleaning me up. Took me from being an adulterer, you cleaning me up. Took me from being a liar, you cleaning me up. Took me out of paganism, you cleaning me up. You are the God of all gods, no one compares to you. Who else can love this filthy rag but you? Saved me from a life sense when I was going to miss. Went for your undeserved mercies, I'll be in the abyss. I try to visualize my life without this truth. I see no existence for me without you. Either I'd be in the pen or young boys would've done me in. They saying the Carmen done got him from all the sin that he did. I used to be rebellious for sin, I was zealous. Feeding a hurry to the evil, my heart was callous. The enemy's malice kept me in defense mode. Can't thank you enough for snatching me off the broad road. I will praise you with my heart and my soul. Will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. I will praise you. I will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, we'll praise you. With my heart and my soul, we'll praise you. I will praise you.
What's living a careless life? I live in my life by your grace and mercy, hopeful that my soul won't feel the fireplace. He cleaned me up, taught me to pray and how to seek his face. Baptized in water, mind and spirit, no more reprobate. When I was young, fell on my knees, I knew that you were there. My arms stretched out, eyes closed tight, talking to the air. I had nights full of pain, days of the same, mad at the world and full of shame. And then you came, taught me to love your son, your lost and statutes truly follow. And to the death of me, I praise your name and keep it hollow.
I will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. I will praise you. I will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you.
Yeah.
I will praise you.
Iran, I will praise you. God in that water made a promise, I won't shame you. Letting my light shine wherever's what I came to do. I'm never folding under pressure, I remain in the truth. Your spirit get me moving tonight. I've been dancing like David, my soul trained. My mind's been renewed to sin, no longer a slave. It took some time to get it right and I'm not ashamed. It was the thin line between life and death, perverting my ways. We are where we are from choices we made. Was it worth it? What did you learn and what did you gain? He's the main reason we here, praise our name. If he woke you up with breath in your nostrils, then give him praise.
I will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. I will praise you. I will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. Let my life be a reflection that praise you. Without dissimulation, will praise you. With my heart and my soul, will praise you. I will praise you.
Bible in my hand, word inside my heart, and pain before my eyes. Broken people wanting to believe in something, looking for a light, trying to find the truth. But we give them doubt, saying we do something we don't. Hurting people saying we do things that we won't. Wolf in sheep's clothing with a cross on his chest. Taking people money, promising to be blessed. But power to the chosen people, who at one point wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, royal priesthood. Yeah. So that you've been called out of the darkness into the marvelous light. Do you know who you are? Royalty. Yeah. Once we weren't the people, now we are the people. Do you know who you are? Royalty. 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 Yeah. Royal, royal. Royalty. Royalty. you let them call you those things? If you knew you were a queen. And my brother, would you be out there risking your life for green paper? If you knew you had it all already. If you knew you were a king. Well, the best I can offer is to tell you the truth. Mercy changed everything for me and you. But they don't really tell us what we do need to know. But 1 Peter 2:6, a pleasure for sure. So power to the chosen people, who at one point wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, a royal priesthood. Hey, said that you were called out of the dark into the marvelous light. Do you know who you are? Royalty. Yeah. Once we weren't the people, mercy made us the people. Now we are the people. Do you know who you are? Hey. Royalty. 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 Royal, royal. Royalty. Royalty. Kings and queens. Royal, royal. Yeah. Royalty. Yeah. Look at yourself. Take your throne. Baby, you royalty. Lift your head. Come back home. Brother, you royalty. So power to the chosen people, who at one point wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, a royal priesthood. Hey. Royalty, royalty, royal, royal. Royalty, royalty, royalty. Yeah. Royalty, yeah. Power to the chosen people, who at one point wasn't viewed as an equal. His own chosen people, royal priesthood.
We're resuming at Hebrews chapter 12, verses 18 through 29. Hebrews chapter 12, verses 18 through 29. Come when everyone's there.
Where we at? Y'all ready?
Come. Hebrews chapter 12.
For ye are not come into the mount that might be touched, and that burn with fire, nor into blackness and darkness and tempest, and the sound of a trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they that heard entreated that the words should not be spoken to them any more. For they could not endure that which was commanded. And if so much as a beast touched the mountain, it should be stoned or thrust through with a dart. And so terrible or dreadful was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. But ye are come into Mount Sinai, Mount Zion, and into the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly. This is a different assembly. In this Jerusalem, this city, this kingdom is not made with man's hands. It, as the Bible says, should be brought down from heaven to earth. So as our fathers was in the general assembly, those who are in the new covenant under the Messiah, this is the general assembly that is speaking of. But ye, verse 22, but ye are coming to Mount Zion and into the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem. Not saying we're going to heaven. This comes down from heaven. And to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn. We know who the firstborn is. Which are written in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect. How far I'm going? And to Yasha, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling, that speaketh better things than that of Abel. See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escape not who refuse him that spake on earth, much more should not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven, whose voice then shook the earth. But now he promised, saying, yet once more I will shake the earth. Yet once more I will shake not the earth only, but also heaven. And this word, yet once more, signifies the removing of those things that are shaken, as the things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved. See, heavenly Jerusalem is created in heaven, brought down to earth. Let us have grace, whereby we may serve God acceptable with reverence and godly fear. For our God is a consuming fire. Now let's go to Revelation to prove that. Some may have never heard that before. Let's go to Revelation chapter 21. We're going to read verses 1 through 5. When everyone's there. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So this heavenly Jerusalem comes down from heaven to earth. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. Remember, he told Moses that he would to create a tabernacle and he would dwell in the midst of them. Here's the ultimate fulfillment. And he would dwell with them, and they should be his people. And God himself should be with them and be their God. And God should wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there should be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither should there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. Back to where was that?
Deuteronomy chapter 33, verses 1 through 5. It's Deuteronomy chapter 33. Con, when everyone's there. Con.
Yo. Way to be up on that, because I would have forgot about it. What you asked earlier. I know. I said way to be up on that. Yeah. Chapter 33, verse 1 reads. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, Ahayah came from Mount Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of his saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet. Every one shall receive of thy words. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun, when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together. The Most High came with 10,000 saints and gave us his fiery law, his culture, and his government, and established his covenant with his people. Next precept.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 through 32.
Now here we go. As prophesied of the Messiah, he said, the Most High said he would establish a new covenant with the house of Judah and with the house of Israel.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 to 32.
Through his son.
Everyone's there?
Through his son. And here it is been instituted. For I have received of the Most High that which also I delivered unto you. That Yasha, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament, or new covenant, or new contract in my blood. This do ye as oft as you drink it in remembrance of me. 32. For as oft as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily should be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning Yahshua's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Most High, that we should not be condemned with the world. Next precept.
Last three precepts. John chapter 6, verses 51 through 58. John chapter 6, verses 51 through 58.
Con, when everyone's there.
Con.
I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he should live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. So Messiah said, all those that are in his covenant and keep it will have eternal life. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, How can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Yahshua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. We are not in this covenant and keep it. As our fathers, when they didn't keep it, what happened to them? They died. Messiah said, if you are not in this covenant, you have no life in you. 54. Whosoever eateth of my flesh and drinketh of my blood have eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he should live by me. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. Next precept.
Hebrews chapter 8, verses 1 through 13.
Where we at?
Hebrews chapter 8. 1 through 13. Hebrews chapter 8, verses 1 through 13. When everyone's there.
Ayana bar. Now the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such an high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens, a minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle, which the Most High pitched, and not man. For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices, wherefore it is of necessity that this man have somewhat also to offer. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, according to the bloodline of Levi, who serve unto an example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, says he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now have he attained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. This ain't talking about going to the promised land. This talking about going to a kingdom and living eternally with the Heavenly Father. For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second, for finding fault with them. So again, emphasizing that there was nothing wrong with the covenant, but the fault was in our fathers. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, says Ahayah, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Right? So this covenant would not be of animal sacrifices ordained by the blood of the animal, but this one would be established with the blood of his son, ceasing from the sacrifices or the offerings, ceasing the offerings of blood for atonement. Because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, says Ahayah. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says the Most High. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they should be to me a people. And they should teach not every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Ahayah, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. For all those who are obedient to his son, he will be merciful to. He will forgive their sins, not their continual sins. You cannot, remember, there's a greater punishment to sin under the Messiah, which we're going to read shortly. In that he saith, a new covenant, he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 1 to 31, which we're going to read what I just said. He'll be merciful for, remember, he's merciful. He has not changed. He said he was merciful to those who love him and keep his commandments. In the law, it says we must be obedient to the prophet that was to come, his son, Yahshua.
Last precept, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. For
the law having a shadow of the good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect. For then would they not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshippers once purged should have had no more conscience of sin. But in those sacrifices there is a remembrance again made of sin every year. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he says, Sacrifice and offerings thou preferred not, or would have not, but a body hast thou prepared me. In burnt offerings and sacrifice for sin thou hast no pleasure, hast had no pleasure. Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O God. Above, when he saith, Sacrifice and offerings and burnt offerings and offering for sins thou would have not, neither has pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahshua once for all. And every priest standeth daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sin forever, sat down on the right hand of God, from henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. For by one offering he have perfected forever them that are sanctified. Wherefore the Holy Spirit also is a witness to us. For after that he hath said before, this is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, says Ahayah. I will put my law into their hearts, and in their minds I will write them. Not on tables of stone, but in our hearts, in our minds. Still got to follow them. And their sins and iniquities I will remember no more. Now, where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yahshua, by a new and living way, which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. And having a high priest over the house of God, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remain no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. How much sorrow punishment suppose ye should he be thought worthy, who has trodden underfoot the Son of God, and have counted the blood of the new covenant, of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified, cleansed, set apart, an unholy thing, and have done despite unto the Spirit of grace. For we know him that have said, vengeance belong unto me, our recompense, says Ahayah. And again, Ahayah should judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. My people, as Rhea said, Sister, like I said, Ayana Bar, thank you for you having ears to hear to understand the true edification of the day of assembly, the memorial blowing of the trumpets. I pray that was edifying for all. And again, let's not be like our stubborn forefathers, the rebellious stiff-neck, who did not keep the covenant, but let us respect the covenant in the blood of the Messiah, and where we were sanctified and treat it as a holy thing, because it truly is. But let us esteem the culture that the Most High has given us higher than life itself. Okay? So let us fear God and keep his commandments and sin no more. All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
All hail Ahayah.
Let's get it, brother.